Hi, I'm Jay Goldman, and you are watching Mr. Mobile on Butterscotch.com. Today, a look at two iPhone apps that are a whole lot of fun, and we picked these two because they have completely different control mechanisms. So the first one actually uses a really interesting touchscreen, two-thumb kind of thing, and the second one uses the accelerometer in the iPhone, so you play it by just tilting your phone back and forward. One of the things that's emerging as more and more applications come out on the iPhone in the App Store, and we're now at something like 70,000 applications, is the really interesting use of the control mechanisms that game makers are taking so that you get really interesting ways of playing games on the iPhone. These two are some of my favorites, actually. There have been a whole bunch of accelerometer-based games, and there have been a whole bunch of games that use the touchscreen in some way, but these two really stand out as great examples of the kind of maybe pinnacle that you can achieve with those two different input mechanisms. So the first one up is a game called Minigore. It's available in the App Store. You'll find a download link, as always, on butterscotch.com, so check the show notes for this episode. It's 99 cents. It's from a company called Chilingo. And the basic premise, although you don't really need one, is you play a character named John Gore, and he's a little blocky guy that's usually in the middle of the screen, and you run around and you have to shoot the furries, who are these little creatures that try and kill you. You can get hit by two furries before your game's over. The first one sort of takes your body armor off, and the second one actually kills you. So you want to avoid getting hit by them, and you just want to shoot as many of them as you can, and that's sort of the basic premise of the game. Now, every now and then when you kill some of them, a little green power-up will appear. It's a little plus sign. Run over 3 of those, and you turn into this giant fire-breathing monster, and you can kill enemies just by touching them. So definitely keep a lookout for those. One little tip that I found, you can actually save them up on the screen. So when you get to 3, the third one will turn into a little fiery thing. If you leave other ones on the screen after that, you can run those over as the monster and extend the period of time that you can go around killing animals or furries just by touching them. So that's a little tip. You also want to look out for the cargo boxes. One of them contains a power-up that has a shotgun in it, so that lets you sort of shoot 3 bullets out at a time. Much more effective when you're killing the bigger furries. So again, Minigore, available in the App Store. Now, the reason that I wanted to show it is because of the control interface. You'll see 2 circles that appear on the screen, a blue one and a pink one. Put your left thumb on the blue one and your right thumb on the pink one. The blue one controls John Gore as you're walking around. So as you move your thumb, he'll sort of move around. And the pink one controls the direction and your firing. So you can walk in one direction, shoot in another one by using both of your thumbs. It's a lot like playing a console with 2 analog thumbsticks, so something like a PlayStation or an Xbox. And there have been a couple of games that have done this, but I don't think any as effectively on the iPhone as Minigore. So you basically just hold your phone like that, use your 2 thumbs. Great game. Sound effects are a lot of fun. Highly recommend keeping the headphones in. John Gore talks to you every now and then, and he's got some pretty funny things to say. So that's our first application. The second one is called Taxi Ball. Now, if you ever played a game called Crazy Taxi from Sega, you might have played it in an arcade. It actually had a stand-up version with a steering wheel. Or you might have played it on a Sega Dreamcast way back in the day. And I actually bought a Sega Dreamcast just to play Crazy Taxi years after it had come out because it's such a fun game. You definitely want to take a look at Taxi Ball. It's the same basic premise, except instead of driving a cab, you're a little sort of ball that rolls around these cityscapes, and you have to pick up people by stopping kind of within their circle. They'll tell you where they want to go, and then you have to get them there as quickly as possible. Some of the fares need to go a longer distance. They're red. Some of them need to go a shorter distance, and those ones are green. And you get more points, obviously, for taking the longer fares, but you also get through fewer of them, and you can run at a time more easily. There's a bunch of things in the levels that will move the ball in different directions, so there's some sort of directional pads that kind of accelerate you in one way. There's ice, which is a little harder to keep your traction on. There's some bouncers that will let you sort of jump over rivers and that kind of stuff. You'll see all of that in the first little tutorial where they take you through a bunch of different scenarios. And then after that, you get dropped into Noobsville, which is your first city, and you can go around and play it. The free game comes with a huge amount of stuff. It'll keep you occupied for quite a while, and in fact, you could just keep playing the level over and over and getting your time better. If you want to upgrade to the pay game, that will include a whole bunch of other levels so you can play different cities and keep going and collecting more points. It's got some fun leaderboard stuff in it so you can sort of see how you're stacking up compared to other people. And again, that's Taxi Ball, or Taxi Ball Lite in this case, and you will find it in the App Store. I'm Jay Goldman. This has been Mr. Mobile on Butterscotch.com. Thanks a lot for watching. Check the website for some other episodes, and we'll catch you next time.